If you have not become a patron of the Geocache Talk Network, what are you waiting for? Patron levels start as low as a Bison Tube level at $3 a month. The sign up is easy. Simply go to the Geocache Talk website and click on the Become a Patron button, or go to patreon.com/Geocache Talk. Patrons now get the famous Blackout coin, invites to special events, and other really great items throughout the year. Become a patron today. Have you subscribed to FTF Magazine yet? FTF Magazine is the #1 geocaching magazine available. It is a quarterly magazine that you can be part of. Submit your geocaching milestones and adventures to be published. FTF Magazine is also interactive with puzzles to solve and the hunt to find Spartacus. If you can solve the puzzle or find Spartacus, then you will be entered in to win a special pat tag. Every new subscription, you will receive a special swag pack. Subscribing is easy. Just visit FTF's website, ftfgeo.com. Don't miss out and subscribe today.
Welcome to Deep Dive, where we dive deep into geocaching topics. Each episode features in-depth discussions and aims to provide a deeper understanding and appreciation of geocaching and to inspire listeners to explore new aspects of our great sport. And with me tonight is the Badge Master himself.
Badge Master.
Memphis Mafia. Jesse, a.k.a. Memphis Mafia. How are you?
Doing great. And this will be interesting talk tonight, because when you brought it up, I was like, oh, I love BadgeGen. And then I go through phases where it's awesome, and I go through phases where I forget that it's there.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun to jump back into it tonight.
Yeah. And you are a trooper, because you're like, I'm okay, but you're like, no, you're not. Show me your fingers.
Hey, it happens, right? We keep doing dumb things all the time. This wasn't even geocaching, though. This was just random accident, cut my hand open, and now I can't. Now I'm a pointer for 10 days. I can't
point at everybody.
Point for 10 days.
Be funny if it's your middle. If it's your middle finger, then you'd be.
Yeah, my students would love that.
Your kids would be turning you in. It's like, my teacher gave me the middle finger. It's like, he's bullying me. Like, no, it just that was a Seinfeld episode where he had it wrapped and he had his finger up in the air. And they're like, not him, but and he chased him down to give him a hard time about it. And so, yeah. BadgeGen. There you go. Sims Quest on it.
That's pretty easy.
#BadgeGen. That'll get you a chance to win. I got a new item too. We're not going to, I'll mention at the end what our options are, but I dug up some old GC Worlds, Jesse. So,
oh my gosh,
we're going to give away some GC World card games. So that'll be fun. I added that to the list. So good old GC World. That was a fun project. But, yep. So we're not really going to do news, but I do want to mention International Geocaching Day is 8/19. So if you want a souvenir, not a badge, but a souvenir, you want to cache on
Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
Yep, Saturday.
Cool. All right, so let's dive deep into this this topic. So let everybody know Pizza Badge, Pizza Ninja. he can do that because he's not eligible to win, so he could put whatever he wants tonight.
That's right.
So
give me like the history of BadgeGen.
Yeah, give me a little bit of history about where this even where
and you can look up more information about it, but I guess the shortest way to talk about BadgeGen is so if you look on Project GC, you can see it there too, but it says originally created by and maintained by Kyle Mills. In 2020, the ownership of BadgeGen was transferred to the founder of Project GC, and then it talks about the graphical design and special thanks to some other people. So the short version of it is BadgeGen used to be a separate thing, a separate website. It was built in conjunction with GSAC, which is Geocaching Swiss Army Knife, which we're not going to get into tonight. That's another data website that you can do a lot of things with, but we've talked about it in the past. But so it used to be a separate thing. And back in 2020, it got sent over to Project GC. So now it's more of the main network in geocaching. I don't know if more people got interested in it then or not, but when it was a separate thing, some people were into it and some people weren't. And you would see them on profiles every once in a while. But now, Project GC is not geocaching.com, but it's officially a partner because that's where challenge checkers are and everything else. So even if you weren't into Project GC before, you probably have more knowledge of it now, because it's like officially a partner because of the challenge checkers. So I think more people probably have an easier access to the badge and BadgeGen and the belts than they did years and years in the past. So I would suspect people that are interested in that kind of thing have more easier access to it now and probably follow it a little more. But go ahead.
No, I was going to say real quick is this that for everybody who is listening and watching at whatever point, and they're not on Project GC, what are you waiting for? Because Project GC is incredible.
Yeah,
we're not even paid. We're not paid sponsors, but we love it.
Oh no.
Project-gc.com.
Yes.
Is there to me? There's three things that you need. That, in my opinion, if you have the funds, you need to purchase premium membership. Geocaching. Cashly, or if you're not iOS, you'll want to go get whatever Android.
CGO or one of the other ones on.
Yeah, one of those. Goo or one of those. And then Project GC. You gotta, I mean, in my opinion, pay the $24. I think it's $24. I need to go look.
I don't know what it is per year. I mean, we could look it up, but it's in the 20s.
I'm looking it up.
Much, and it's different in different parts of the world based on conversion of money and everything else.
$26. Well,
if you like stats at all, if you like the neat little stats they have on there at all, it's worth it. You know, you're talking $2 a month or something, right? Something super small.
Yeah.
And you can waste a ton of time on Project
the
GC.
pizza to just
like
go
a
down
lot.
The Project GC rabbit hole.
You can waste many hours on Project GC and have fun just geeking out with stats and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Even if you're not a big stat person.
Right. And I'm not a big stat person, but even I love it. And I'm not but you go, Brad is correct. You get a discount.
That'll save you a couple. I mean, it's only $2 a month anyway, or something like that. So
it's $26.
You buy a block of it, it's cheaper. But so BadgeGen have been around for a long time. Essentially, what the badges are is little digital souvenirs, right?
Thanks, K-Blast. A little shout out to us. Be a patron.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, be a patron. Help us keep a show.
Go ahead. Sorry.
But so they're little digital badges, and we'll get into what they are later. But for achievements, like finding 10,000 caches, that's a certain level of BadgeGen, and there's different levels to it, and it's basically like the souvenirs. It's kind of what I wish souvenirs were more like.
Yeah.
But that's two separate conversations, right? But
because we'll get into them deeper.
So there's a lot of accomplishments you can get, and then you get a cool little digital piece of artwork, and it levels up as you go. So as opposed to other souvenirs, this one levels up. And you can base caching around it. It's kind of like a challenge, but it's just a digital souvenir you get.
The thing about it, though, when you say level up, are you talking about the belt or are you talking about the looping?
I'm talking about the badges. So the badges, they go like they start off at the bottom. They're silver, gold. They go up and then they become like
diamond,
ruby, all the way to diamond at the top. So they go up to gems and they go up. So there's the different levels are, let's see, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, ruby, sapphire, emerald, and diamond, and then loops of it later, which we'll talk about. But those are the different levels that you go up through.
Yeah. If it is eligible to loop, which we'll get into, because there's some of them don't loop.
Yeah. And some of them loop up to 99 times. So
yeah. And we found out why one doesn't loop, which makes perfect sense.
It's hilarious and very true.
It is true. Yeah, we'll get into that. But so I know that in the many times that we have perused Project GC. When you first found this, what were your thoughts about just the
so I can
just
tell you,
BadgeGen in general?
Are we going to talk about the belt at all tonight, or we're going to have time for that?
I mean,
we probably won't have time, so I'm just going to lump them both together for first.
Yeah.
So there's also a belt that you can get. It's on the same part of Project GC. We're not going to really get into it tonight, but it's similar in that for different achievements, you go up levels. You can get different points, and the belt ends up being a black belt with a gold stripe on it, or what, gold tinted or whatever. We're not going to really get into the belt because there's enough to talk about with Project GC, but it's in the same area. But the badges on Project GC are enough to just dive into tonight. We go way, way over. I'll say with the belt and with the badges, with the belt specifically, initially I was all kinds of excited about it. There's a list of accomplishments. It tells you how it is to make all the points. Where the belt fell off for me is once I got the top level and it doesn't go up anymore, it's now worthless forever for me because there's nothing else I can do. There's no looping, there's nothing. So the belt's really cool until you get the final belt, and then there's nothing else to do with it.
Well, true. And Mike mentions a good point, which is the belt colors were examined clear. I wish the belt colors were explained clearly on the site, like the badges.
Yeah.
So they don't, which makes sense. So yeah.
I think that was just kind of an add-on because people had it before. I don't think they've never updated anything that I know of on that one. Unlike the badges on BadgeGen, they did update those a while back. They used new artwork and did new graphics and stuff like that, added new add-ons and stuff. So I think it's kind of like, I don't know. I hate to draw this comparison, but it's kind of like where it goes with geocaching.com. It's still around, just nobody's doing anything to update it.
Nobody's doing anything about it.
Yeah. So
they're just version
there.
4.
The belt is just there.
Version 4 recently that came out. So there have been some changes. So
to the belts or to the
no, just for the badges.
Yeah.
Version 4.
They're cool. I love the graphics on them.
Yeah, they're awesome.
So badges, I got into the badges for a while. I've been in and out of the badges over time.
Yeah.
When I'm in between challenges or I'm looking for, like we talked about, a new thing to get into, I'll dive into the badges again and see, hey, which ones can I level up by doing certain things around? There's some of them that you can't easily affect. Like there's one for farthest cache from home.
Well,
I don't have a plane ticket to Africa anytime soon, so I'm probably not going to get the highest level of that one.
But
go really far. But there's other ones that you can easily go out and affect.
Yeah. Oh, is it 4 years old? Okay, William told me. Okay, verse 4 years old. I thought it was recent. Okay, so I'm wrong.
Yeah, I thought it was more. I thought they had done, but I mean, time flies, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
For a while.
Yeah, V4. They're on version 4. In case anybody wonders.
Yeah.
So,
what about you? Badges, belts.
I like the badges. As you know, you're more into challenges than I am. But having said that, I have noticed, and we'll talk about ours. But I did notice tonight, I'm missing one. We both have 44 of 45. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you're missing Gigastock, which has never been in the U.S. yet.
No, of course not. That's fake news.
No, wait. No, there was one, but you just didn't get.
That's the only badge I don't have anything on because I've never been to a Giga.
Yeah, and mine is like you asked me before the show. You're like, which one are you missing? I'm like, I don't know. Let's take a look. And it's the longest logs. How they word that?
Oh yeah, the one about the writer.
How long you
author?
Yeah.
So, awarded for writing an average of 100 or more words per found log.
Yeah, I need to do 8 more. So
no, you need to average 8 more, which means you got to do a lot of logs that are way longer. Because that's an average over all of your logs the whole time.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, I guess you're right. So let me see. It says currently I'm at 20. I'm currently at 22, and I need to be at 30.
So you need to average 8 more out of all the logs you've ever done. So you need to drop in some about
big long
300 100-word logs for a while.
And now you know why, if you've seen, and I've seen this, I know you've seen it.
Oh yeah.
the people who write these, yeah, Mike's exactly correct. Have you seen
Knew
these?
what we're gonna say.
Yeah, he blamed the author.
So
you can blame the author badge
some
for
of
the.
them that are
Oh my
so blatant.
gosh!
They'll say, "This is all the log." They'll say the bottom part is they're just trying to get a higher badge on BadgeGen, so they put a bunch of gobbledygook in the bottom.
Yeah, yeah.
Long horrible messages. Yeah.
I've seen like the Declaration of Independence in there practically. This is this long, giant 7 years ago Gettysburg Address kind of thing, and it's like, what the heck? And it's like, oh, I know why they're trying to do the.
Yeah. Now, on one hand, it's dumb, right, to do that.
Yeah.
On the other hand, it's gaming the system, so who cares?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who cares? It doesn't hurt you. It doesn't take money out of my pocket.
No.
So, and half the time, logs are stupid anyway, and only about what people want. You know, like what they're writing about their trip when they went there, and then there's like one line saying, "I found this cache along the way." So there's not a lot of different there, you know.
One of the things one of the things though about it, and I'm trying to be better at, is who reads the logs. Two people read the logs. One is hopefully the cache owner, because I read all the logs that come into me.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to tell a cache owner themed log, in a sense that it's like, if I was standing in front of the cache owner and he was what'd you think of this cache you just did? I want to be able to tell them, oh, I want to tell them and if, let's say, they're interested in listening to me jammer on, but I would be like, here's why I'm here. Here's our group. Let's say if it was a group thing, let's say, Mile Caching crew, or we're out today for, this is one of our caching days, and sort of tell the story in a sense that they're wanting to kind of hear a story instead of found or easy find, or that's for
but in the long run it doesn't really matter, right?
Like, no, but
do I kind of need to get a really cool log on one of my caches? Yeah, but I don't expect that often, right? Like,
no,
maybe if it's a really special log, a really special cache, I would expect that a little more. But if it's just a regular cache, I don't expect a big long log on it. It's neat when you get it, and everybody's like, oh, I hate when they write TFTC. Well, you know what? It may just been another cache, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you get more than a TFTC on like a lamppost, be happy. That person's just being nice, or they're trying to work on their badge. So
you're right.
Like and I don't want to get into the whole log thing, but logs are great. People use them for a lot of different things. Be happy when you get a good one. Just don't be sad when you get a bad one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can. Can you edit old logs to get the badge, maybe?
Yes, you can.
Oh, okay.
You can edit old logs.
I should just go back and edit archived logs. Is that cheating? Yeah, I guess it is.
It's not cheating, but does anybody care?
No. Only me, which I need to get the badge. You. I'm gonna work. I'm gonna play it the way you're supposed to play it, and I'm gonna probably try to get longer logs. But
yeah. I'm a big cut and paste guy. I mean, like, I have a template set up.
Yeah.
And if it's nothing special, that's about all that's going on that log. Update on everything on there. If it's something special, then I add something special. But my top is always the same. It's status of the log, status of the cache, status of the location.
Yeah. Lori has a good point. That's something I do. I do use a template. Yeah. But it's not a very long template is the problem for me, Lori. But she says if she's on a long trip, she'll generate a general log and then she'll add something. That's what I do. I do the same thing. Lori knows what she's doing.
That does tie into something else, which is another badge too. And I'll be curious to see where you're at on this. So,
okay.
Do you often put photos in your logs?
I do not.
See, I do. And this is one of the ones that makes me laugh. It's one of the badges. And then we can go in more order, but we're just these were connected. Let me see.
Sure. I'll find where I'm at because I'm pretty low. Mine is, oh gosh, I'm almost not the bottom, but is it photogenic cacher? No, that's webcams. Hang on. No,
not webcams.
There's one for it. I know I saw it too.
The Shutterbug.
Shutterbug, that's it. Yeah.
So this shows how different styles of caching. Where are you on the Shutterbug?
I have gold.
Okay.
I have
so
a
how
goal.
many is that you've got?
150. Well, I'm at 245 to get to two. If I get to 250, then I guess I go up a level.
Yeah.
So I'm at 245. So I need 5 more to move up. So I'm almost at the next level. Where are you at on Shutterbug?
So those are so different styles, right?
Triple diamond or something.
I mentioned in the past that I like to add photos because it's kind of like a photo log for my daughters and I, and and Christy and everything else. So I've got 3,498 photos.
3,000 photos.
So that's one of those diamond badges for me. But there's tons of pictures of, and Caching makes it easy to add a few photos. You just do, plus photo, bam.
I do that more. Yeah.
And it's just different styles, right?
It's so much easier now than it used to be.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because you had to go back and you couldn't do it on the.
I used to log a lot of mine on the computer.
Yeah.
So I'd go back and write them and upload photos, and now it's so much easier just to do that. And I don't do a log on every single one. I mean, a photo on every single log, but I try to do it whenever I can. Right?
Yeah.
Probably about once out of every 3 times I do it.
Yeah. All right. So for you and I, this is kind of interesting. We'll see. Hopefully everybody's pulled up their BadgeGen by this point.
Yeah,
by
pull
the
up
way,
your BadgeGen if you can, if you're in a position to be able to do it.
Put in a hashtag BadgeGen for a chance at the prize tonight. So hashtag BadgeGen is the winning
Yeah,
number.
not BadgeGem. BadgeGen. Gen.
Yeah.
BadgeGen. There are gems on this, so
there are gems, which is funny. They should call it BadgeGem. That'd have been better. Yeah. So he's right.
All right.
It should be
my question for you as we get started.
All right, go ahead.
Have you ever intentionally worked to bump it up a level to get a badge?
Let me look at him a minute to see if it's something that nothing stands out at the moment.
Same question to the audience as well. Have you ever just type the name of the badge in there? If you've ever worked specifically to try to get certain levels of badges like diamond or whatever, I'd be curious if anybody's gone after, unless they're just going after all of them, right?
Right. I think I looked at one time and I was one off, and I think I put it on my list that okay, I need to do one more of those.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was. Is it regular cacher? I think there's one of these that I looked at, and it was like, and then also click on badge information if you're so inclined. You'll find more info down there. So,
and if you hover over them, you can see additional information as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So you got
regular cacher.
They did a multi-cache power trail to get that badge on the board.
Oh, okay. Right. I
can tell you my lowest badges that I have. I don't have Giga. My lowest badge one is the low altitude cache.
Low altitude, which we both at least have bronze, right?
Which it makes sense for me because I've lived most of my time in Colorado. High altitude is no problem, right? But there's not as many low altitude.
Now you can find a lot. I bet you. What's the cache you did that you kayaked to, the Bad Man?
Oh, Ed Watson was a bad man.
Yeah, I bet you if you go back and look, I wonder if that's one of your one of your negatives.
I can look it up in the other thing. I've actually looked it up before, but remember, a lot of those are just at 0. They're just at sea level.
Yeah,
so you have to be in some area where you're below sea level.
Mine, of all things, was Pensacola. One of the caches. Yeah, one of the caches that I found in Pensacola was like right on the beach, or right on next to the water, and for some reason that spot where that cache was below sea level. Who would have thought? Who would have thunk it? But
mine, the lowest. Wow. I have one at -7 feet.
UDAC's at oh no, she's at platinum. Well, she's in California.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Southern California, so I guess
you get quite a few. Yeah.
Yeah, so UDAC. I wonder where most of those, I guess, would be along the coastline, obviously, because
I
mean, unless you're in like part of New Orleans that's literally below. Wow. And Teresa says
They're
they're
diamond on
diamond
low altitude. Wow.
How in the world?
It depends on where they cache.
She lives in West Texas.
I don't know where you would.
People need to explain themselves. No,
so my lowest one is in Massachusetts. Oddly enough.
Okay. Yeah.
Every other one I've got is in Florida.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just like normal caches in Florida can be 0 and below. But
wow.
I've only got a few, so I'm not very far under.
Negative 1,378 feet. It's like Death Valley or something.
Yeah, I think they said Death Valley. They did one in Dead Sea. Okay.
Oh, the Dead Sea. Yeah. Dead Sea makes sense. Yep. Dead Sea's in. So Cashatic Mel, she says hers is minus 42 meters. That's in Bermuda.
I don't feel bad at all for not having blown that one out of the water, right? Not being diamond or anything on that one.
Yeah.
However, the next one up is in the same category for me, the bronze category.
Yeah.
And it's kind of embarrassing. It's multi-caches. That's how few multi-caches I do.
Oh my gosh.
I just don't do a lot of multi-caches.
I'm still bronze, so I shouldn't say anything. I got 80. I got 80 multi-caches. I'm in bronze
as well. So
yeah, you and I both are kind of. We need to.
I need like 26 more to go up, and I probably won't get that anytime soon.
I need to get 20 more to get out of the bronze. We got to get some of these out of the bronze.
Look at this. That's probably one of your highest too, as well, right? The Earth Cache of mine in Rocky Mountain National Park.
Yeah, that's my highest cache. Yep, that's my highest cache. I should pull up another screen, but yeah, mine is it's one of yours. It's the
volcano one.
Volcano one, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let's get out of the embarrassing part of this. Let's go to the good part. Our best.
All right.
Yeah. Let's go.
Let's go to the top.
Actually, went after was the Where I Go one. That was the first one I got diamond. I had to get diamond in Where I Go because I love Where I Goes.
Yeah.
It took me a long time to find enough too, just to find enough in the area to go after.
Right. So what's ironic is both you and I have our top diamond is letterbox, but you've got a billion more letterboxes than I do. But
I have more, yeah.
That was my best day geocaching. We've talked about this before, but my best day geocaching was with you guys doing the letterbox trail.
The power trail, letterbox
power trail.
Yeah.
Which was literally every 520 feet. It's like the mini ET letterbox hybrid trail. And that was great fun. I'll never forget that day. That was a lot of fun. But what's funny is that you don't think about these things sometimes. It's like, oh, that's my top one is letterboxes. So
funny.
I mean,
are you diamond rank on that one then?
Am I what?
Is it diamond for you? The letterbox?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm diamond times, not like you, but I'm diamond twice.
Okay. So that's what I was going to ask you. So the add-ons there, if people are looking at their BadgeGen, if they're not familiar with it as much,
right?
They'll have little circles on the top right, and if it has a number in it, that's the loops. So you found everything, you've maxed it out, but now the good news is they added the loops in there. So, what is that one? So that one to find just diamond is 50 letterboxes. Well, if they didn't have the loops, you'd just be done. So you can go and find 100 and get another loop. Or no, let's see.
Yeah, Teresa, we did the same. We did the same one.
Yep. Yeah, same one.
Yeah,
so like
Cisco.
on mine, it just happens to be that I've got 7 loops on that one. And it's my highest one as well. But on BadgeGen, if you look into the badge information, it'll tell you, like, for me, I need 27 more to go up another level. So there's really no end on a lot of these. And we have a link to the Wikipedia page, but a lot of them you can do up to 99 loops, which is insane. And I'm sure there's people out there that have done it.
Yeah. By the way, it's not BadgeGen, BadgeGen, GEN. Here, I'll show you. It should look like Eric's BadgeGen. To be entered. You can put what you want, but, well, don't put anything on. I'll block you. But you get the idea. Oh, cool. So you just saw there's a letterbox trail.
Oh, nice.
So that's kind of cool. It's something, it's something very different. But so what are how many diamonds do you have just total?
Oh gosh.
Because you've cached a lot more than I have.
27.
27 of your badges are diamond.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are your next two?
All right.
After letterbox, or what are your next? I like the names too. They're kind of funny.
Yeah. Not surprisingly, the next one is the Adventurous Cacher. So
Adventurous.
That's a diamond one as well.
What is Adventurous Cacher?
So that's for finding 5/5 caches.
Oh gosh,
so 5 difficulty, 5 terrain. So that one's pretty cool for me. So that's another one. I didn't go after those for the badges, but I watched the badges as I went after those caches.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was going after those caches anyway.
Yeah.
There's a badge rewarded, and I like it too. So for me on that one, it says Adventurous Cacher, diamond awarded for finding 210 or more caches with a 5/5 difficulty terrain rating.
Yeah.
Nevis Mafia has 228 and needs 12 more to go up a level. Wow. Additionally, they have earned these add-ons. Loop 7, so I've got 7 loops.
Right.
And FTF, that's another add-on. So I had a
5/5 FTF.
5/5.
Okay, gotcha.
And a boat. So I found one by a boat that had the boat attribute. So that adds another, like kind of the add-on to the badge. You can get, a bunch of, not only can you get the badge, get its diamond, but you can add a bunch of little special things on there as well.
Oh, okay. That's slick.
And now, how do they? Of all those on the Wikipedia page related to this that is also attached to the notes tonight.
Yeah, it's in the notes. I'll put it in the chat as well. On Project GC, there's a that's the link if you want to look at the add-ons. So
my guess is, and we'll find out here in just a second if this theory holds true, but my guess is if somebody was to look, which unless your things are private, everybody can see your BadgeGen badges on Project GC. If they looked at your badges, they could probably tell what style of cacher you are.
Oh yeah.
Because there's so many things incorporated in this, right?
Yeah.
That you can see what your highest priority has been, where that the kind of thing you've done. But it's interesting to tell. So letterbox is both of our first.
Yeah.
And the DT one was the 5/5 one was my second, which is pretty telling about how I've always cached. That makes sense. So what is your second one? My
second one is the mega social cacher. So I've got 16 megas. So diamonds at 10. So
let me find that one.
For me to get another loop, I'm going to need to do 4 more megas.
The mega social cacher? Let me see.
Yeah, mega social cacher.
Oh gosh.
You should have quite a few of those.
I'm less than you, but I've got 14. I need 6 more.
14. We're close.
Yeah, so to loop that one, apparently you need to get to 20, right?
Yeah, you need a loop. You got to get to 20. My next one though is caching veteran, which is
this is one where you'll beat me too.
Yeah, 18. I got 18.
Jeez.
I've been caching for 18 years.
See, I don't have that many. Where's caching veteran?
Yeah, yours is down.
What does that one look like?
That one looks like a birthday cake.
Oh yeah, birthday cake.
Yeah.
I've got it. It says I'm at 14 years.
14 years.
I don't get to go up for 6 more years. So
yeah, but still that's kind of cool. I got 2 more years, I'll get to 20, but
and that makes sense, right? Because you've been caching really early on.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. This is like one of those personality tests.
It kind of is. I mean,
right? If you
my
start
next
looking
one
through these, look at your top ones. I bet that is really indicative of your cache.
Yeah,
so far, it's so true for both of us.
Yeah, I'll mention the next one, and then I'll let you mention your next 3. Okay. So the 3 after letterbox were mega, caching veteran, and cache owner is my next one. I've got obviously some of them are archived, but I got 250 is what I'm currently. I've had 250 caches.
That you've owned.
You got, but you've had. Do they count?
Here's something interesting about your caches. So when I switch over to mine, take a look at your caches that you've owned, and
Okay.
notice that the total doesn't include all of your caches.
Oh, really?
It does not.
I'll go look. Let me pull them up. I got to pull it up separately.
So while you're pulling that up, and because I already know why it is, but I'll see if you can see it going in there.
Okay.
That number, I guarantee, is not the total number of caches that you published.
Oh no, you're right. I'm at 286.
Mm-hmm.
Project GC shows me at 250.
That's right. Why is that? Take a guess. I figured it out earlier today because I was looking these things up.
Venture Labs?
There you go. Plus one other thing.
Oh, after Venture Labs and
events.
Oh, really? Well, events go under a different category.
So yeah, that's right. So that is not that's your cache placement, not events. So if you look at your total cache that you've ever published and subtract your events and your Venture Labs, it should equal the total they have on there.
Right. Yeah, because it is exactly because there's a gem for the event host.
That's a separate one. Yeah.
There's a badge or a gem. I don't know why they should have called them gems, but whatever.
Well, they're badges until they become gems at higher levels.
Oh, really? Oh, that's true. You're right.
Silver, gold, and everything else. All right.
Yeah, because my lower level ones look like badges. So
did we do your top 5 or top 6?
I did. Let's see. So, because I want to get yours. So my top 5. My other one I'll mention. 1, 2, 3, 4. My 5th one down is the favorited owner. So I've got. I don't know what that awarded for receiving favorite points on owned caches. So I have 682 favorite points awarded to me.
Very cool.
But to get to the next level, I need 318 to get to the next level. So that's kind of a long level between 500
it's all the way to a pretty big loop there
to 1,000.
So it's just looping it after that, right?
It is looping at that point.
It's getting your fizzy and looping your fizzy and other things like that.
Yeah.
So
what are your top 5?
Okay, number 1 we both have in common, letterbox. Yep. Number 2 is the 5.5s, and that one I've got a few little add-ons to as well.
Yeah, that's cool. They have add-ons.
And this is funny because this is not very surprising. Number 3 is Where I Goes.
Where I Goes, yep.
So, and this is for actually finding Where I Goes. So, 300 or more, you get the thing. I have 313, need 47 more to go up a level. I have looped this one 5 times. So I got a little 5 on this one.
Oh,
which is not surprising. That's at the top because I love Where I Goes. I love finding.
Yeah.
And I go for them anytime I can.
Where do they put the extra add-ons other than I know where they put it for the loops, but you were saying like the one you had that has the boat. Do they start putting the add-ons like a big
Yep, they go around the circle, right? So they have specific places for each one. And I think there's 8 or 9 of them total. There is there's your loops, FTF, boat, leap year. So it'll say 29 February on it.
Okay.
There's CEDO, there's Lost and Found.
Okay.
That's on the event badges.
Right.
Let's see. There's partnership cache, HQ, locationless, and 366. That's for finding on every day of the year. So that's the ones that there may be another one, but that's the ones I know off the top of my head. The ones that are associated with mine. All right. So after Where I Go, and this is where we have in common. This is not surprising. Favorited owner is the next one.
Favorited owner, right?
So I've got 2,238 favorite points, and I need 262 more to go up another level. So
cool.
Published a lot of caches. Got a bunch of favorite points.
We definitely are similar.
But that one's cool because it's got the little 4 loop on it or whatever.
So that's cool.
No other. So the interesting thing is, well, I guess there's no cache type. So there's no little ones for like specifically what cache type. That would be cool if it had that on there. What cache type you published or whatever.
No, they do have one that's interesting called, and I know you have it somewhere on yours, but the diverse cacher. I'm only Emerald on a diverse cacher. What is your top diverse cacher? That's a order for finding distinct cache types in a day.
Oh, I got 12 on that one.
So, 12. You did 12 in a day one time?
Yeah.
Dang.
There it is. Yeah. 12 in a day.
I did
so
10.
That's the highest reward available. That one doesn't loop.
No.
So you can't do it like multiple days and get a loop on that one. You're just, once you get that diamond, you're done. Once you get up to 12, you're done. So I don't even know when I did it. It was the Coin Fest in Nebraska.
Oh, okay.
Many years ago. Geocoin Fest, Nebraska.
Many years ago, yeah.
All right.
Which is interesting because some of them don't loop. So
yeah, a few of them don't loop.
We figured out one.
And the trackable one doesn't loop.
Right. I got to pull up the trackable one. We're like, why? And so they put it. It's actually in the in their Wikipedia page. It says, "No looping available. This was removed with version 4, since most who have discovered the amount required by Diamond have not seen the actual trackables."
Yeah. I wonder if that's around the time that they took trackable discoveries off the main page.
Yeah,
maybe. It used to be on your main profile page.
Yeah.
Now it's super hard to even find it just on geocaching.com.
Yeah.
And I think that's when people, ever since that happened, I haven't seen those lists go around of like, discover all these trackables that I saw at an event. You don't see that as often like on Facebook and stuff. There hasn't been those big leaks since then. I think they made it less desirable because it's not something you can brag about.
Yeah. UDAC was asking about all around cacher. That's
no, all around cacher.
No, that's different.
At the bottom.
All around, there's actually a badge called the all around cacher, UDAC. It's called the all around cacher, awarded for logging caches in all. Oh, that's different though. That's awarded for logging caches in all 360 degrees. How many of the? I got 332 of the 360.
Mine changed in the last year or so, because that's based on your home location.
It does. Oh, you're right. If you move, do you have to start over?
I don't know if I had to start over, but now I know that I was pretty much had that one maxed out, and mine's now I think says the all around cacher 181 degrees, 181. So
you probably did start over.
Silver on that one, so I think I had to start over on that one.
Yeah, I think you did. I think you did.
So I find it interesting, and my number 5, by the way, is event host.
Host, yeah. You used to do. How long did you?
Weekly, yeah, all the time.
Weekly for what? For a number of years, didn't you?
Yeah, I have hosted 141. I need 9 more to go up a level.
Dang.
But this one's cool because it says additionally, I've got the add-ons. Loop 4 and then Leap Day. I had an event on Leap Day.
Oh,
then,
so really
community celebration.
Oh,
those
wow!
Are all little add-ons to that one.
So they start to clock around it.
They start going around it.
Go around it. That's cool.
They have a specific place, I believe, where they're supposed to be, and I think it's laid out on the Wikipedia page. But it's interesting that out of our top 5, we had letterbox in common.
Yep.
Event host in common.
Event host favorited
owner. That's we had 3 of the top 5.
3 of the top 5 were similar, which is interesting.
Makes sense. Do you think that describes your caching style? Those top 5?
It does to a point, but you and I are very different, though. I mean, you've got a lot. I only have 5 that are diamond, which that gets more into frequency of caching, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
A little bit, but now mine's changed, and yours has changed too over the years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm currently my current fascination or interest, I guess, is our counties, because I've done all the counties in several states, and that's kind of my.
That would be a cool badge.
Yeah, that's my current go-to. I cache really 2 different ways. One is I like to go find counties, which is kind of my current obsession. But I also am a very social butterfly cacher. So our Motley caching crew goes out 2 or 3 times a year.
Yeah.
And so I don't really, the only time I really cache by myself is for counties, because I usually do all that by myself. But so I really haven't. There's several things that I've really kind of never really gotten into, and it's just something that I just don't have.
What?
Well, like I've never done all 366 yet. I've got a few that are missing. I'm almost scared of doing some of them because I don't want to burn myself out, and I don't want to. And I'm not a person who wants to like just fill in the blank. I want to actually cache and not just go, let me slide this cache over to this date. Not that.
That's when it's time for Earth caches and challenges, right?
Because they could fill in anytime. Yeah.
You can fill it in anytime. Yeah, people do it all the time. Labs now too as well.
Oh yeah, I guess labs count, don't they? Yeah.
Well, a question came up the other day on one of the other podcasts, on the Geocaching podcast. Somebody asked, if I'm doing a streak and the way they have labs set up, remember we had this discussion about the labs.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They were like, is it cheating if I go out, unlock them all, and then answer them the next 5 days in a row?
No.
It's just as much cheating as it's doing a challenge later, right?
It's all cheating if you do it that way. But
eventually all they said about it, but I think they have the same attitude we do. It's like, play how you want to play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm glad that came up because people don't talk about that kind of stuff, but there's so many ways to manipulate that. You know personally whether you feel like you've gone out for every day of the year and on a streak or not. And guess what? Nobody cares if you cheat or not. Either cheat or don't. That's all up to your integrity, right? Who cares?
Yeah.
And there's people that have like, and again, before I say this, I'm not talking about anybody specific because I haven't looked up the stats. But there's people that have like unreal, like 1,000, 5,000 days in a row.
Oh, yeah.
Is it possible that that's what they do with their life? Is they go out every single day for that many days in a year? It's quite possible. I know that some people actually do that stuff. Is it also possible they're just trying to compete with somebody and cheating and just throwing stuff out there all the time? Yeah, that's possible too, right? Like, you log a power trail for the next 100 days in a row. Okay. You know.
My only caveat to, and I've changed my opinion on this before, but my only caveat, and then we did a show on cheating on Deep Dive too, but there's one item though that I am adamantly still, and I know you will be too once I tell you this, adamantly opposed to, which is there are some people, and we have evidence of certain folks that do this, and that is they will go by and they will, like, I would prefer if they go by and log a cache just because they got near it. Oh, it's interesting. That's a
go ahead.
Good question by you, Dak.
I just don't want to lose that one.
Yeah, I would prefer that they just log it even if they don't find it, versus, you know what, I've got a whole pack of pill bottles, I'm just going to toss one down and go on.
Oh yeah, and that's throwdown is a whole another thing we can talk about, right?
Yeah, because the next person comes along and they don't know that it's a throwdown. They think it's the real log, and then they're like, so if you're going to cheat, or, you know, again, that's on you personally, but if your cheating affects everyone else, then that becomes a problem.
Right. Only when you bother somebody else. But if you're doing your own thing, who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, yeah, and somebody said it too, like, and people who do care if you're cheating have way bigger problems than thinking about how I play. Absolutely.
Yes.
And his other question, or no, Udak's question was, can someone confirm if events count toward the 360 degrees?
It's a good question.
I do not know. But if anybody does know, I'd love to know, because that's good too, right?
Yeah, because Eric mentioned about you where you're living now. If you even have ever looked to see if you could do a 360? I
haven't looked yet, and I haven't before. And I don't remember what tool I was using at the time. At one point, I was trying to fill all that in. I'm sure I was just using Project GC, but I haven't gotten into that one, and I definitely haven't gotten into it since I've moved.
Because the interesting thing is, you're, approximately how far do you think you are from the ocean? I mean, are you half an hour?
Yep, 30 minutes.
30 minutes. So you have to think about, from your point, if you were to draw, all the degrees, if you fanned it out,
Yeah.
You got 30, between you and the ocean, 30 minutes. You've got to be able to have
There's not
cache
tons
in
of
all.
caches in that little section, yeah, for sure. But you know what? I doubt it's the last place I'll ever live. So
yeah,
it'll change again. So I ain't worried about it.
Well, and if they find out that you're missing only down the road, if you're only missing one, maybe UDAC's correct. Maybe you could do an event and you could find a spot. People are going to go like, why are we having an event here in the parking lot? You're
that's
like,
right.
360, baby. I got to get my 360.
Now, I would assume that labs do not count for that.
No, I wouldn't think so.
Because they can be moved around and everything else, right? So,
yeah, you would have a tough time.
Well,
now, one thing is it goes out
so millions of miles away.
In theory, it goes almost infinite, not infinite, but it goes all the way around I don't know, how far around the globe does it go?
It would be everywhere, just at a distance.
Yeah. So I mean, in theory, you'd have to travel up to Georgia to grab, but
if I ever work on that one, I'll plan that one out, right, and see what I want to do. But that one's never really excited me. That's never gotten me into it.
Yeah, I agree.
So let's do this because I'm interested in this now.
Okay,
we did our top 5. Let's just without getting into deep detail, give me like your next 5. I'm just curious if our top 10 are really telling more and more of a story. Right now, they're pretty accurate about what we've done. So I would challenge everybody to do this too after the show.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Go check your BadgeGen and look at the top couple rows or whatever and see if that matches up with what your interests have been over time or accomplishments over time.
Yeah. So my next ones I think are interesting, and we'll see what your next 5 are. Mine is Diverse Cacher, which is the awarded for finding. I've got
most in a day.
Yeah, I've got 10, and now, so I
think with that one, that's up there because, and it'll probably be up there for both of us, but it's up there because it's a big accomplishment, right? It's not that doesn't really tell about your style, but it does.
It was one day
challenge you take on,
but it was one great day. My next one is Attribute Cacher, which is awarded for logging various attributes.
Okay,
I assume that would be on your maybe not.
Yeah, it's that kind of, to me, that speaks to well-rounded cacher, which you try to do a lot of different stuff. So that makes sense that you would have all those attributes.
High altitude cacher, which I'm sure is on your list. Somewhere.
That's actually not as high as you'd think it'd be.
Wow. Awarded for finding a cache at high elevation. So I didn't find one. I mean, I'm sure you're diamond, which is 4,500.
I'm not diamond.
Oh, you've never done a...
No,
oh, wow.
Because I've done the mountains in Colorado, but you got to go to Alaska to get ones that are higher than the 14,000 feet.
Oh.
And here's what's funny on that one. Mine's at 4,351.
Yeah, mine's at 36.
And I need to find one at 4,500 meters to go up. So like 149 meters higher.
You were close.
So close. I'm not finding that anytime soon. They don't have any of those in Florida. So
no. So for me, I went diverse, attribute, high altitude. My next 2 are virtual for finding virtual caches, and then labs. So what are your next 5?
It's funny how labs have crept into there, right?
I know, isn't it? I've done 494 labs.
Because I think labs is a newer badge. Obviously, it's not an old badge. But I think it's a newer badge. I don't know that they've had it on there for the last few years.
Yeah, it does look like an ice cream sundae.
Yeah.
Maybe you're just hungry, William, that you're seeing that.
I mean, aren't we always hungry for ice cream?
Absolutely. BadgeGen, by the way, we're going to do that here in a little bit. So that's the keyword tonight to be entered for the drawing. So
mine, we did the top 5. Oh, you finish yours out?
Yeah, go ahead. Yep, those are my next 5. Yep.
My top 5, we already did those. Those are all pretty accurate about how I do. The next one is Brainiac. So that's for the difficulty 5 caches. I found tons of those that make sense that would be up there.
What is Brainiac again? What's the sorry.
The Brainiac, and mine's diamond level, awarded for finding 300 or more difficulty 5 caches.
Oh, difficulty 5. Oh, yeah.
I need 300, I need 100 more to go up, and I've looped and got an FTF on one of those. So
I'm only platinum on that.
But for me, it makes sense because I went after 5 5s for so long. I was inadvertently going after 5 difficulties, right?
Right.
So that's like 2 badges kind of tied in together. So
yeah,
that
you're
makes
right.
Perfect sense.
They are kind of tied. And then, and challenges. A lot of challenges are pre-moratorium. They were 5 5, even if they're not really 5 5.
Right.
So you got. I mean, I'm not saying you're cheated, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, but that inflates your numbers, right?
You ended up with a few extra. Yeah, just a few extras. Yeah.
So, and then after that is the social cacher, which I think you had as well, right?
Interesting. My social cacher is down. I'm a Ruby on social cacher, which is.
So this one is I've attended 438 events.
Yeah, I've only attended 74 events. So
yeah, so that's why that one is, and that's got the 2, and it's got the leap year or leap day thing as well.
So
the
would I
one,
get? Do you think I would get Would I get the little leap year add-on even if I'm not diamond? Do you think? So if I'm Ruby,
you can only get the add-ons once you get to the gem levels.
Well, I'm Ruby.
Like Ruby and above.
Okay. Yeah.
So you'd be.
So I should be able to get. So because I did a leap day event, I don't know why it doesn't show up though. Maybe I did it before I was Ruby.
Maybe I don't know. It may be Emerald when you have to get it. It's one of the badge. It's one of the gem levels.
Right. Okay.
All right. Next one after that is the one for Cedo, the environmental cacher.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And this makes sense because I hosted and attended a bunch of Cedos myself.
Yeah.
So we were doing a cleanup project that lasted a summer, so we were doing them weekly for a while. And,
dang.
That makes sense. Cool, my Cedos are up much higher. The next one is the Matrix cacher. So that's the 81
Matrix one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which makes sense because I've flipped those through a couple times. That's a diamond one.
Is is Matrix fizzy?
Yeah, so awarded for completing 162 or more DT rating combinations. So it's the loop, I believe. Yeah, the loop is for repeating the fizzy after that. Yeah, so that's fizzy.
Right. Awarded for progressing on the 81.
Yeah, so rating it's just like your fizzy, but you get awarded along the way. Diamond is when you get to finish
81.
And then you can loop it, as many times as you loop the fizzy.
As you want, yeah. Gotcha.
And then my very last one was the calendar cacher, awarded for finding caches on 732 or more different calendar days. So I've done all the days, and then I've looped it a couple times.
I'm not too far from it. Like just naturally over the years, I've almost completed it. So I need to sit down one day, and it's like again, I don't really care about it. I mean, that's not the way I cache.
Right.
So
I've never forced yourself to go caching on certain days.
I never forced it, but if I get close enough, I might sit down and write down all the days that I'm missing.
Yes. Yeah.
And I might be able to go ahead and sort of nudge myself over the threshold and get the final.
Yeah.
Because I got leap day, so I don't have to worry about that. But I do like December. I would have to do quite a bit of caching in December to get.
Yeah, that was hard in Colorado too, for sure.
Oh, I bet. But I might do that one day just to kind of.
The reason why I went after that one is because I decided to double down, and I wanted to get the full calendar done.
Right.
And I wanted to get it done, and I wanted to do my streak at the same time. So I did the 366 with both at the same time. So I was getting one every single day, and then I did it later again just from natural caching.
Just right.
But
right.
So that's interesting. I think taking those big accomplishment ones out of there, like fizzy and even things like the streak, which is later. I think, and I would challenge everybody. I'd love to hear about it by email.
Yeah.
I think if you look at your BadgeGen, look at the top 2 or 3 rows, it tells you a lot about your caching style.
Yeah. The there's a spot in the in their Wikipedia that I think is fascinating. As we start to wrap up, I think people need to go look at it because it's fascinating. Go take a look if you've got that page pulled up. Look at the loop / add-on matrix.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
So that's pretty cool. So only certain caches have check mark, or certain types have add-ons. Some don't have add-ons, and some you won't loop. So the author is one that you can't loop. The diverse cacher cannot be looped.
Can't loop just one day. You can do it just one time.
Right. High altitude, which makes sense because high altitude is just wherever the highest altitude
available.
Long distance cacher cannot be looped because again, it's a one.
Once you go so far, yeah.
Yeah. Low altitude is another one you can't loop it.
Yep.
Trackable lower was the other one, but most of them are like 99. Some of them are 9. You can only loop it 9 times. So Shutterbug, for example, you can only loop 9 times.
Right.
So the add-ons are DT. There's a check mark by, or well, some of them have that. 366, Leap Day, like you mentioned. Several of them have most of the badges you can get an add-on
for doing it on Leap Day.
Nub right on the side of your thing for Leap Day. FTF, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
Giga is on the event host. If you host a Giga, I think you get the little nub on the side.
Oh wow, that affects a lot of people.
LNF, is that lost and found?
Yeah, lost and found.
Is that what LNF is? Okay.
Yeah.
Which is gone now, so you can't. Boat, which is funny. Why did they add boat of all? I mean, it's kind of cool, but there isn't.
It's unique, but it only applies to the rugged cacher and the adventurous. It only applies to 2 things.
Yeah, old - virtual.
That only applies to the virtual cacher badge.
Right. So I guess you can get a badge if you owned an old or did an old virtual.
No, that's it's doing the old virtuals counts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cito is on the event host. There's a add-on. Field Puzzle, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
That is on Brainiac and is also on Adventurous Cacher. I think that's it. Partnership. The attribute cacher, you can get an add-on for partnership.
We've talked about that one before.
Yeah. Mega, again on the event host. Climb, which is on the adventurous cacher.
Mm-hmm.
And then and the others says see below, and it's only
that's the country badges. The other.
Oh, gotcha.
So you get badges for visiting different countries, areas, territories, things like that. So
now, did you get? Because I know you got some new souvenirs recently for countries, and somebody mentions like it wasn't a country. It's like doesn't matter. It counts as it's a badge. Yeah. So don't worry about it.
It's not geography. It's geocaching.
Yeah, don't get all bent out of shape there, buddy.
Yes, I did. So I did get new badges.
Did you get new? Does it show up on your BadgeGen though?
Yes, I got new badges and I got new souvenirs.
Okay, I'm wondering if Project GZ has synced them so that if you were to get some obscure country.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. You can get a badge for it and not a souvenir.
Right. Or do you get a souvenir and not a badge?
I don't know. Any point. That's a good question if they're synced up or not.
Because I know I don't know if they've finished it yet, but there was a point where Project HQ was still putting together.
Yeah.
Remember how they would announce like, "Oh, we just added, Aruba," or I don't know, whatever we just added Antarctica a souvenir, and all these kind of things. So I'm wondering if they've done that, and I'm wondering if, like William said, that they don't. This thing hasn't been updated for 4 years. I'm wondering if I wonder if they're thinking about doing any kind of tweaks to it or adding more.
I don't know. I see an opportunity there because those all make great geocoins. If you look at them, they're like perfect.
No, they do, don't
coins.
they? Yeah.
And if you're gonna buy a geocoin, well, a diamond badge,
that'd be cool.
Representation of that. So, like, if they sold one of those for every one of those badges, I guarantee you people would buy them once they reach diamond on some of those things. Some people would, right?
Or at the least a path tag. Like if you want, like, okay, give me the whole set. Yeah. I'll buy the whole set. But you have to be, if they're not.
Well, that would be kind of cool. Think about it like a board.
Yeah.
That's got Project GC, BadgeGen at the top, and there's a hole for each one of these.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And as, whether you want to put them in as diamond or whatever level, you can put them in all as path tags. That would be pretty cool.
I just recently did, let's see if I can point to it. Right here.
Yeah.
This board here, I finally decided, because they were just sitting in a box, and we've talked about this before, but I wanted to take all of my, what do you want to call them? The tags. I'll show you an example. They're like dog tag. I don't know how you describe them. There's probably a proper word for them. These little things.
Oh, yeah. The smaller ones or the ones from the lackeys.
Yeah, they're tags, but I don't know which. I don't know if there's a better name for them. The chat room could probably tell me if there's a better room. But I've got a few I need to put up on there. But basically, I just took a board because I was like, I'm gonna take a board, put a bunch of nails in it. I mean, I spaced them evenly. I did it fairly properly, and I just
hang a bunch of those up. I've been trying to come up with something like that as well. Maybe we can do a show on that coming up, like how to display.
Yeah, somebody mentioned that. That'd be good because I've got two. And I'm getting off track here, but I got two of these things back here, and they're just they're overflowing with coins, so they're kind of a mess. So there's just so it's like I keep putting coins in there, but it's just like they're just shoved in there. I need to come up with a better way to do that. But that'd be a good show because you probably have them all in a drawer somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Well, you recently moved, so we can't give you.
Yeah, that's a good excuse for now.
Yeah, there you go.
So, what do you think? Getting back on it. Final thoughts on BadgeGen.
I like it. I think that for me personally, it doesn't affect my caching. It's more of a result of my caching. So I don't think I've ever, because you asked me that before, have I ever reverse engineered it and tried to add a badge or add another level, try to go to diamond or something, to, not that it's bad, but I mean, I'm not focused on something to make me switch to another level. Right. For me, it's always a result. It's never a process for me. Okay.
So, and that's kind of like challenges, right? A lot of people will only sign challenges that they've completed. So it's a reward for them, right? And a lot of people find the challenge and then start working on that activity.
And I do the opposite.
You approach these as well, right?
I do the opposite. If I'm going to if I'm going to a place, I will go look on Project GC and look at the caches and see if any of them are that I could possibly qualify for. And if I qualify for them, there was one out in West Texas I remember, and it was like, it's got the little check mark by it. So let me take a look. Let me double check. And sure enough, I qualified. So so I did the opposite. So then I added it to my list of caches to go find because I was headed that way. Versus the opposite, which I guess you do. Do you do both? Do you go?
I'll sign it if I see one. I'll sign one that I'm qualified for. However, I'd prefer to sign them and then qualify later. It gives me something to work towards, right? So I never have like nothing on the side that I'm working just besides.
Right.
I like to have a goal to work towards.
Do you ever look at a spot like we're going to go Savannah, Georgia, for example, and you go, let me look and see what caches we want to find in Savannah. And you're like, there's a challenge here. I qualify for it. I'm going to add it to my list. Do you ever do it that way?
Yeah, I mean, I'll use those, but I like to sign them before I'm qualified. Because to me, if it's not, it doesn't really matter because it's just done. There's nothing to do. It's just a regular cache at that point. If I'm already qualified ahead of time, that's just another +1. Yeah. That's all it is. If I'm working towards it, that's when I like it.
Yeah. So Cache Addict Mel says she signs the challenge, then she wants to work on it afterward.
Yeah. But we're getting into a whole different show too right now. So
we will. I gotta mention the Twonky with us tonight. Highest badge are all a result of the actual challenges I attempt to achieve. So that's cool.
Yeah. So I think it matches up with your caching style pretty well.
Yeah. That's really cool.
And I would say if you're looking for something new to do in the game, get on there and play around and see if you can level up some badges and stuff.
Absolutely.
It's just like challenges, except you don't get another smiley for it.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna spin the wheel. I've got I have our why things get backward. So I got the Geocache Talk coin. I've got Caching with Kids. I've got Gadget. Still got a couple more gadgets. And I'm adding on tonight if you want the GC World deck of cards. So we'll have to talk about that someday again, I guess. All right. Let me pull it up. And we've got a goodly amount of folks. Oh, yeah. We got quite a few in the ready to go. So, yep. BadgeGen. Put in hashtag BadgeGen.
Yep.
No whammies. No whammies. So present. They change everything around here a little bit, which is fine. We love StreamYard. So
they're always adding new stuff.
They're adding, which is great because they don't. We only the charge we get every year is this. I think has been the same.
It went up once, I think, but yeah.
Yeah, but they don't like add a bunch of stuff and go, oh, you know what? No. Price went up. Of course, well, we don't pay monthly; we pay yearly. So
yeah.
And thank you to patrons. They're the ones that pay for that.
Allowed to happen.
Yeah. So, all right, we're gonna push the button and we're gonna see what happens. Round and round it goes. Where it stops, I don't know because I just click draw and that's it. There it goes. As it spins and picks a winner. Riley family. There you go. There's a winner.
There we go. So how do they collect their prize?
Congrats. They need to go to geocachetalk@gmail.com and send me an email with whatever item you would like. And there you go. That is it.
There you go.
And good show. I appreciate it's a good suggestion. And I think that there they go. Sweet.
Nice.
So they won. So cool.
Yeah, I think
all right.
It ties into this previous show we did, right? Like if you're looking for something new, this is one of those things.
Go do the BadgeGen. Yep. Looking forward to seeing everybody Sunday. Sunday we have a special show. Has to do with Geocache Talk Radio. We'll get into that. And get out on Saturday, at least find one cache to get a digital souvenir if that's your thing.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, but you need to get out Geocache anyway. That's just the way it goes. So, all right. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.